Good evening, ghouls and ghasts, and welcome to another exciting chapter of Blood from a Stone. Ooh, spooky. Hi, everyone. How are you all doing today, players?
Good.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad to hear that. It is Friday the 13th IRL today, which I just learned stands for in reality life. So that means that, it's the number 13 is going to come up so much more than I usually get it. And it's going to be a very fun and exciting episode tonight of the show. Before we jump into invocations and recaps and stuff, I will mention one fun thing kind of timed here to Friday the 13th. Go to our Discord. If you're not already on our Discord, please join our Discord. But if you go to our Discord, we have released a Blood from a Stone novella. What? Weird. Yes, set in the universe of this very game that's going to be streaming. There is a short ebook you can download in a couple of file formats under ebooks on our Discord. So please join. I think our Discord is linked to on this page, right? I don't know how any of that stuff works. But our Twitch, somehow on here, you can click something. Wonderful. So yeah, click that. Check it out.
I'll drop a link for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, check that out on our Discord, and you might see some of the NPCs. It's a book that takes place shortly before session 1 of this game, so you might see some disturbing NPCs getting up to very strange behaviors, and stuff like that. Another fun announcement is that tune in 2 nights for session 0 of our Star Wars game. Oh, crazy. Yes, we're going to be running a Star Wars game on Sundays. It's going to be a mini-series. Going to start the week after this Sunday. If you want to come in Sunday, you will see, I think, 3 of our players. No one has fully committed yet. 3 of our players will be randomly rolling their alien species to see what kind of weird Star Wars Muppet they wind up as. So that should be some fun stuff. And then, of course, as always, check us out on Monday for the superhero game Top Flight, which... yeah, it's just a superhero thing and not mean-spirited or Star Wars-based at all. A lot of stuff going on is the point. How's everybody doing? Anything you guys want to plug or talk about? Social media handles you want to throw out there? Or are you just ready to get into the bloodbath that will be tonight's game?
I just don't like how you described it as mean, this game.
I know. I think of it as mean. Yeah, and Lauren, I don't think your mic is... Did you hit your button? No. Okay.
We're already having Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it is exactly. Yeah, that's good call.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this game is not mean-spirited, but I also think it is mean-spirited, so I like to describe it as that. Compared to some of the other games, I don't know. I'm never just like... I guess it's just I'm freer to kill the players here, so I do more frequently. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. Well, let's talk a little bit about where we left off, because things are sort of... I think we have the characters the most scattered that we've ever had them before. Point of fact, I think we're actually about to lose 2 of them who are frozen and I think are going to disappear any second now. That's been happening periodically this evening. But yeah, we have our characters scattered. We have... there we go. When last we left Dahlia... she participated in a search for unclear, I guess just information is all Etienne was after, from the cemetery hermetic, and instead she was very badly injured, saw 2 people killed by a massive sort of pyre of flame, all because Etienne, after performing this ritual, sort of sent them there. He almost implied it was a test and that they needed to pass it. Eventually, Philip and a man named Bryce, who worked at the church, they came to offer some assistance, also having been sent by Etienne. Philip was buried in rubble of the collapsing crypt that they had been looking for, and Bryce took Dahlia home after speaking to Etienne on the phone. Unbeknownst to Philip, who really doesn't remember Bryce that much, or Dahlia, who spent a little more time with him, Bryce then was head crushed by Etienne for very minor amounts of talking back. Meanwhile, Will Scarlet, just before Bryce and Philip arrived, was knocked unconscious by some gargoyles and flown away. So right now, the 3 individuals who we currently have with us here, Philip and Will and Dahlia, are all sort of separated. 2 of them in some amount of peril. One would
Dahlia's
suspect.
just getting her beauty sleep.
Dahlia has gone to Dahlia. Actually, this was a question I was going to ask. Have you gone home to a dorm? Is that your?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you're back in the dorm, and you are just laying down for a bit of beauty sleep. So yes, I don't. Unfortunately, we had 2 other players, and they seem to have. I think they're having some internet issues. I know they're down in OC, so I don't know if that's. I don't know if that explains it, but in any case, we may jump into the fun and hope they join us soon. Anything I'm missing? Any other questions about where you guys were? Obviously, this Etienne Rene, he's kind of he's been sort of he claims to be trying to help you out, but he's been a interesting figure in your lives so far, and I think the more anyone is around him, the more they're like, uh-oh.
I'm being carried out of a cave, right?
Yes, you are being carried through tunnels that connect various princess style. That's right. You are being carried by a ghoul through a tunnel that leads out of a crypt, a subterranean crypt. Etienne wanted to know why some fae thing cared about this crypt, so you guys went down there and suffered and took injury and such. So it's wild stuff. But I think what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and do tonight's invocation, which may be too much, but based on everything, I think it is time. This is a shorter one than they usually are, but a couplet. Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night, I can see paradise by the dashboard light. All right, we're going to begin with Will.
Okay.
Will, you awaken. There's a cold mist. Nevertheless, everything that you've just been through in that way that D&D happens, you're unconscious. You were knocked unconscious. You were, you were battered and broken and all these things, and yet you feel like you just learned how to do a bunch of new stuff. You feel like you have more proficiencies than you did before. You feel like you've figured some things out.
It's like when you get knocked in the head and all of a sudden you start speaking a foreign language.
Exactly. Then, so point of order with your hit points. You had been reduced to 0 hit points. Mm-hmm. So you only currently have all the new hit points you got from leveling. So you're not at your max. Understood. You were at whatever the difference between your old max 5. And your new would be. Perfect. Yep. All right. But you awaken as this kind of like cold mist sort of is drifting over you to a very unceremonious kind of like, it is not causing any damage, but it's certainly not gentle. A large stone hand is kind of slapping you awake. And sort of crouching over you is a gargoyle. It sort of creaks as it looks up.
Oh, right. So, is this, are you gonna introduce me to your boss, or remember?
You find that you are sitting against the base plinth of a large memorial statue in the Lovers' Lichyard. And the gargoyle speaks to you a little bit in Terran. That does not happen to be a language you speak, does it?
No.
Okay, so it kind of...
Do you speak my language at all? I just want to have a little. Listen, brother. I just want to. Are you treated well? Do you feel like your work is valued?
The gargoyle grins, frightening fangs in its mouth, just kind of, and kind of those, the bulging eyes of carved gargoyles. It's a pretty like intense glance. Why don't you make an insight check for me?
I'm now proficient in insight.
That's great.
And I rolled horrible.
But was it a natural 13?
No,
Well, it could have been worse
but
then.
Yeah, okay, so it's an 11.
11.
Yeah.
It's hard to read. You don't think the answer to your question was no. You don't know if it was saying yes, but you don't think it was saying no.
All right, I'll take that.
All right. Oh, and also, would you roll any die for me and tell me if it's even or odd? I forgot this happens here. I completely forgot about this.
2. Even.
2. Okay. You begin to get extremely cold.
Okay.
What is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 15.
15. Actually, yeah, perfect. So, as you look around, you see this like figure kind of moving along with the wind. She's sort of she's like white and like flowing and cold. It seems like she is a cold wind, and you actually see like a few just flecks of snow around, which is strange because this is this is
late spring.
It's prom era.
Yeah.
The gargoyle sort of sees her too, and though you don't usually get much expressiveness on the faces of these creatures, it does appear that it almost rolls its eyes before kind of dropping something out, and then you see a few other gargoyles swoop down, and they're trying to like break up this figure, this sort of snowy thing that's moving around, and it's kind of moving about. It was kind of moving toward you, but now it is moving away.
Well, do I? What's this plinth look like? Does it look like the guy that like was coming?
Oh, excellent!
Crazy dude?
It does not. No, there is a statue on it, and it's just like a statue of just kind of like an angelic like figure, like what so many of the statues here in the Lovers' Lichyard look like.
How far away am I from the? She's not gonna help me. But how far away am I from the crypt of the very smart?
Oh, understood. Yes. The Sylvia Massini.
Yes.
You're from town. You understand this. You are in a different graveyard. So it would be like leaving that graveyard,
yeah,
but you've been
problem.
taken to a different one. So yeah, there's part of you like, but yeah, you
Gotcha.
kind of get your bearings and realize which one you're in.
All right, I'm just gonna try to clock this apparition and try to like remember what she looks like, so I can maybe describe it to someone, or Etienne maybe.
Perfect. Yeah, you kind of get a good view of her, but she seems to be sort of dissipated. They're not really even like striking. They just kind of are moving away and flapping wings, and she seems to almost like drift out. The gargoyle then, you hear more like voices are calling out between these gargoyles in this Terran language, and then one of the you hear these heavy footsteps. Boom, 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 and sort of striding out is that large statue once again.
Hey man.
Oh man, how are you doing?
Not great, buddy.
Oh no. Are you in love? He kneels down next to you. You can tell me. I know what it's like!
I actually am.
Oh no. With who? Tell me.
I don't know if you know her. I don't. It's a long story, man. You know about love?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know where I was with a girl that was here. That's not the girl I'm talking about, but a different girl.
He just the fist ungesture as you say that.
Yeah.
Okay. A different girl.
Do you know where she went?
What's her name? Who is she?
Her name is Dahlia. I don't know if you know her.
That's who you're in love with?
No. I'm not in love. No.
He like stands up and like looks like relieved, or is it like his fists are unclenching?
No. She's not really. I mean, I get it. I get the allure, but it's just not.
This isn't for her, not tonight. I need to talk to all of them. We gotta lay down the law.
Oh, why?
Because, man, it's been getting crazy out there.
Yeah.
Do you know what's been happening?
No. Do you want to talk about it?
No, I'm not going to talk about it at all. But you're going to hear. And suddenly you hear... And you look up and there is a gargoyle rocking out on a red Stratocaster. And then he kind of stands up and now... And there's a gargoyle playing drums. And as this continues, a gargoyle begins to play the piano, a gargoyle begins to play a bass, and a gargoyle begins to play a saxophone. More gargoyles with guitars. They are playing a very intense musical thing.
Yeah, you guys are tight, man.
Yeah, we got to get to the bottom of this, and whoever's responsible is gonna pay.
Yeah, okay.
And he sort of starts like he's like rocking his head, and then he takes a few steps back. And remember, he has sunglasses on. This giant statue crosses his arms like this, and just kind of like becomes very still.
Do you need me for something?
The gargoyle who's been with you just kind of puts a hand on your shoulder.
Okay. Sit down.
Wonderful. Meanwhile, in a tunnel under the earth, Philip Yu is being carried by two ghouls. One of the ghouls is saying,
maybe we could give you better dead flesh to eat. You didn't like the pectorolio muscle, what's it called? This one. Yeah, you didn't want that one we gave you. That's like the best cut. I was saving it. I'm actually glad you didn't take it.
But I figured that was the case. You're talking about the pectoral muscle?
Yes.
Is that the one you mean?
Hey.
Yeah, yep.
He puts this like just sharp claw in your face, kind of pointing, and you of course can't see anything. But again, these things reek. They smell so bad. And he's gonna say to you,
Don't tell Gary the Ghast.
Why would I tell Gary? Nobody likes that guy.
He wants us to bring the peck-ass muscles to him.
Oh God! Every time, right?
Yes.
Always one of the best cuts for himself.
He does.
And willing to share. I know what you're talking about, man.
Do you see what I'm saying? This guy gets it.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I hear you.
one of them says,
Oh no. Speak of the angel, and he shows up.
and you begin to detect the worst odor you have ever smelled. This foul stench coming from ahead of you. However, yeah, go ahead, Philip.
Hey guys, look, me and Gary don't get along so great. If there's any way we can just walk on past him, just like just ignore him for today. I feel like he deserves that, once in a while. Just give him that cold shoulder. Let him understand that he's not the boss of you all.
Make a persuasion check on that point.
Oh God. I still don't have my dice. I'm still moved in my place. My dice are all in my old place. So I'm doing online roller.
Oh my God, online roller be sweet.
Worst.
Give me a 13. Give me a 13 online roller. You know I need it. You know I want it.
Natural 1.
Natural
Oh
1.
no.
So
That's a 6 for my 7 for my persuasion, but yeah.
wonderful. Okay, well actually a 7 is better than a thing, but that is certainly nowhere near as persuasive as you were when you convinced them to rescue you. And the other one who's not carrying you kind of pauses and goes,
Wait, how do you know Gary if you're alive?
Well, I mean, that's Gary's the one that kind of, look, guys, I wanted to be a gas like y'all, but Gary's like, no, you're alive. You can't join the party. And I was like, no, I'm cool. and he was being a real kind of dick about it. I mean,
What
you guys know.
are you bringing me?
And kind of like moving up from the corridor, you see this larger shape like them. It's hulking. Oh, actually, you don't see anything, but you can hear something lurching towards you. Now, you think it's probably like 10 feet away from you. You know you do not want it to be within 5 feet of you, just mechanically speaking. However, as this thing is approaching, all of you in the distance, boom, 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 boom. It's very muffled. Boom, and you hear this thing, and Gary goes,
Hey. Oh. Well, don't keep him waiting.
and you hear the ghast moving off, and the ghoul's carrying you like,
Oh, whoa. Oh, man. Okay, well, we'll go to the surface faster for you. This is your lucky day. Might you take a
Darn
bite
straight.
out of you? Something about you smells off.
they begin carrying you.
Remember, team, right? Let's be free on 3. Remember that?
Yeah, but that was a while ago, and what have you done for me lately, other than get me in trouble with Gary?
Well, I'm about to. When we get to the surface, you'll see. I'll get you some good fresh meats.
Okay.
Or like not fresh, obviously a little rotted, because that's what you like, right? Right? You want some fresh pectorals, right? I know some
stink
good
on it.
pectoral folk out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Nevertheless, you can tell that the other one, like the one who's not carrying you, feels much more suspicious. This one's no longer kind of talking. This one's just kind of very silently, like, kind of after what you say. We are now going to cut to the dorm room of Dahlia. Poor Dahlia Frey, who has had a day. We'll say that you have had time to do your skincare regime. Whatever your
very
regimen is,
important.
or now I know what they like to call it, whatever your ritual is. But as you've sort of finished that, you are about to lay yourself down to sleep when there is a knock at your dorm room door.
No. Go away.
The knock more insistently.
If it's the girl from downstairs again, that didn't even reveal. Okay, I'm going to get up and go over to the door and call out, "Who is it?"
Anders and Madam Ether, you can reply. Madam Ether, you can.
Wait. Aha. Dahlia, dear, it's me, Madam Ether.
And Dr. Anderson,
He's not important, but I need you to answer the door.
it's Buster.
Okay. Dahlia opens the door, very tired.
Hello, dear. How are you?
Rather shaken. It's been quite an evening.
Oh, same for me. I have a request for you. Get ready to be a little more shaken, dear. We have been summoned.
By whom?
We have been summoned by Etienne, and we are to go to the Lover's Lichyard.
No, I don't know if I trust him.
Well, I don't know either, but should be exciting.
Did he
Yep.
say what he wants us to go there for?
We're to go as representatives for him.
For what?
Who knows? But it's always a good time.
You know, the last time he sent me with people to a graveyard, they were brutally killed.
Well, that's a good time depending on who you are.
No, like actually killed.
Oh, I know.
And you're just okay with this?
You know, the blood's not on my hands, so it's none of my business, but I can assure you.
Unless it's your blood that ends up on your hands because they've been severed.
Well, my hands are very valuable in this city, so if they get cut off, then the city will lose a great asset. As long as they don't sew my mouth shut, I think I'll still be able to make a living. So, will you join? I don't know where this is coming from, y'all.
Oh my.
Don't let it stop.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
Ah.
I don't really know. What if I said no?
Well, then you'll be stuck in this boring dormitory, complaining about the woman underneath you, making noise. We could be making more noise out in the Lichyard. What do you say?
It could be exciting. There may be ghosts.
There also could be fiery death.
And you could have a glorious time. Listen, I understand your reservations. However, everything that's been happening is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Might as well go out with a bang, don't you say?
Agreed.
Thank you, Buster.
Thank you, my dear.
Go out with an Oscar, but okay, we're supposed to be representatives. You don't know for whom? I mean, for Etienne, but to whom?
I was just told that we were to make our way to the Lichyard. So far, Etienne has not led me astray. I know he's led others astray, but...
Well, he certainly led the librarian and the professor astray. Their bodies are burnt. Oh, God.
Well, their bodies didn't do for him what my bodies does for him.
That is strictly speaking entirely accurate, as neither of them participated in any of the events at his house. I will say that at this moment, just as a bit of a whatever, another door opens and a young woman, her hair in curlers, she's wearing a robe, kind of pauses and goes, Professor Anderson.
Oh, yes, my dear student. It's wonderful to see you here.
She hurries over to the bathroom and goes inside.
One of my botany students, she calls me Buster.
Yes, she does.
I'm sure. Anyways, Dahlia. Shall we?
I suppose.
Oh, poor Dahlia. She just wants to go to sleep.
I do. I really do. Will Etienne be there?
Not yet.
Very well, I think I need to have a conversation with him about very unpatronly errands he's been sending us on. Very well, let me grab my thing.
Now,
Yes,
I have
put on your coat.
I have a question for you, Dahlia. This is an important question.
Yes.
Are you going to go wearing your nightgown? Are you going to go to the graveyard in your nightgown?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
That's very Dracula. No.
Oh, yeah.
Did it set it forward?
You went one
Backward.
back.
Oh, backward. Okay,
Oh,
yes.
thank
No,
God.
I'm going in. That's like literally in my nightgown.
Yeah,
Like,
so you
I
go
bring
in your
my phone.
nightgown like a painting of a nonsense. So with
Yes.
that, you bring them. Now, as
But I
you...
do bring my crossbow.
You bring a crossbow, nightgown...
There's a lot
beautiful
going
young
on.
girl.
There's
This
a
all
lot
tracks.
going on.
All right, so that means as you approach, once you kind of like get, you know, and kind of because Darkmoor College is kind of on the edge of town, it's not too far to any of the graveyards, really. And as you begin approaching, you do hear this, like, as if like canyons are rocking. You hear this just absolute, like just guitars, just blood and thunder and iron and guts. It's just music, and it is rad, and it is like some kind of overture to what you do not know. But the three of you kind of walk through the mist, and there are many gargoyles there. There also on the edges are these figures made of sort of snow, these kind of figures, but there's one who kind of forms more substantively, this young woman, and she kind of is not, she's somewhat reminiscent of kind of how Dahlia looks, like in like a nightgown, you know, sort of she steps in. You notice Will is sitting against a plinth over on one side. And you guys do spot him there, but as you're approaching, you see that there are various other things arriving. You see shuffling undead zombies who are kind of gathering on one side. You see this one very pale and stern-faced individual, tall and cadaverous. You're not sure if it's a man or a woman. Very long hair, kind of very pale, just sort of like standing amidst the gravestones. You also kind of get a very unpleasant whiff, and you see emerging from like a little hole in the ground various ghoulish figures, one of which is carrying a rather injured Philip Yu. Nevertheless, all these kind of creatures of the night who are all like shuffling to the music and enjoying what they're hearing, they're sort of gathering this way and that. But there are sort of three places of a little bit more specificity, kind of like larger, like no one's kind of going to three of like the main intersections around this section of the Lichyard. And then you hear bikes.
Oh no.
And suddenly on motorcycles, bats burning, wearing leather jackets but fully humanoid, like fire being belched out of the back of their motorbikes. They begin kind of like riding around, and one in particular sort of hops off, no helmet, because come on, and just sort of like steps up and kind of just looks around angrily. At the
a humanoid bat?
A humanoid bat, about like 4.5, 5 feet tall, but a tough-looking customer, nonetheless. Next, from another one of these areas, it's almost unbelievable. Do any of you have a passive investigation over 17? I cannot imagine it, but maybe it's possible for Will now through some shenanigans.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So you suddenly see something that none of you really feel like you've seen in a long time. You see the sun. You see rays of sunlight shining in, kind of piercing through the clouds and lighting up an area of the graveyard. In this area come several kind of like young figures. They're wearing like leather vests with nothing underneath, a lot of fringe, a lot of kind of like jeans with like ribbons tied around or like handkerchiefs tied here or there. Some of them are playing tambourines. At the center of them is this guy. He's like 6'3". He's like built like a linebacker. He's big and beefy. He's got long hair, and he's wearing a tuxedo shirt with no bow tie and a black vest, and he has this red kind of handkerchief or scarf, and he's just using it to like wipe his head as he moves, and he kind of glares around and looks over at the bat and gives it this dark look, and the bat looks at him, and you can see tension between these two groups. The last area is unoccupied. And you hear a voice sort of screaming, "Where is he? Where is he?" And that stone figure. Oh no, wait. I'm the only one not frozen. I thought only a couple people were. Does this mean in chat, hello, are you there? Am I alone? Is this just me? Can anyone hear me? Say hello in chat. If nope. Nope. Oh dear. I think I'm still broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Wasn't us.
Are you guys back?
You're muted, Philip.
I'm muted. Oh, how very strange. Okay. How much of that did you guys hear? I never lost the stream.
Zoom crashed for a second.
Zoom crash, yes.
The man was wiping.
Oh, the man was wiping. Okay, cool, yeah.
And there's tension between the two groups.
Tension between the groups.
And there is an empty area.
An empty area.
And where is he?
And where is he? He's screaming, where
What's
is he?
gonna happen?
He wants to know where he is.
Yeah.
And I would like for... Actually, he'll go ahead and say, he's like, where is he? Where is that renegade angel?
Oh. Etienne.
He's not here.
He's probably having an orgy somewhere.
Everyone looks to you, Madam Ether. All of these angels and demons and vampires and zombies and ghouls and humanoid bats and everyone just turns and looks at you. What do you mean he's not here? And you see this like 13, 14 foot tall statue just stalking forward, his sunglasses on, and he's looking really angry.
I mean, he's not here. He didn't come. And he sent us in his stead. I don't know why.
The music continues to play.
Can I shuffle over towards the other people?
I'll tell you what, make a stealth check, just because the gargoyle is paying attention to what's happening, so you might be able to get away.
Big money, no whammies.
Can I get out of the ghoul's hands now?
I'll say you can gesture. The ghoul will happily let you just stand there, sure.
Thanks.
Does a 24.
A 24 will get you away from this gargoyle. Yes, you can kind of sneak over to Dahlia and Madame Ether and stuff. Are you also trying to get over to them, Philip?
No.
You're standing.
No.
Yeah, okay, but so
This guy Madame's put a lot of attention on herself. I'm comfortable over here.
He sends a proxy. What's about? And then, he starts like gesturing back, and everyone, humanoid bats, flower children, everybody just kind of goes, kind of like recoiling as he gasps. And then a perfect beam of moonlight shines down on Dahlia Frey in her nightgown. Oh no. You weren't supposed to be here. You shouldn't be seeing this. Oh, baby. He kneels down, like right in front of you, Dahlia. Oh, baby. This is gonna be so bad. You shouldn't have to see this. He kind of brushes your hair again with massive stone fingers. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I mean, I can close my eyes.
No!
I didn't want to be.
I don't want you to hide those beautiful eyes! No. Oh, man. This is gonna be bad. All right, listen to me, you animals. And he turns to specifically to the bats and the those kind of hippie people and everybody. If anyone touches a hair on her head, I don't care who's encroaching on my domain. I'll rip you limb from limb.
How does everyone react to that?
The lead bat kind of steps forward.
Hey, sometimes people get hurt.
Oh my god.
There's no help in it. I'm not in control. Sometimes a lady is out walking alone at night and she gets, surrounded by some bikes and, she slips and we run over her head about 4 or 5 times. Right, boys?
He begins laughing, and that huge guy in the tuxedo shirt goes, "Oh, you monster! Oh, I can't even handle that. Why are you taunting me? You took Ellen away." Again, just wiping his forehead. I don't think any of you were alive for that, but apparently this solves the mystery of the woman killed in whose finger did Rax eat? This solves that mystery. At any point, there's some real beef here between these.
From episode 1.
Yeah, from episode.
That was a while ago.
Wow.
Who bought drugs off of Zeke?
Drugs off of Zeke. So anyway, they've got bad blood, and the sort of statue goes, "That's exactly what I'm talking about. Nothing happens to this one. Not like it happened to Alice. Listen to me." And he turns to Dahlia. "She didn't mean anything to me. She was just a passing thing. You're different. You're not like other girls."
It's true, actually.
"But this is too much. It's too much!" And he kind of stops away. "And that renegade angel, he's gonna kill her." And he's pointing at Dahlia. "You two are gonna have to pick sides. All of you are gonna have to pick a side." the music continues playing. The energy you get right now is like the scene in the 50s movie when all the like the greasers and the whatever and the jocks and everyone they're all unfortunately at the same place, and this seems like a dangerous situation. The sort of tall man in the tuxedo shirt, he'll step forward though and say, "I don't want to cause you any trouble. I just want to live free and love. Lost boys and golden girls, that's all we are. Down on the corner, all around the world." And all of his people, they just kind of... Yeah, they're just into it. And he says, "Anyone is welcome to come and dance in the sun with us. Unless you got a bat for a brain. I won't harm anyone. You know me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a dancer." The statue kind of... "Bale, you're okay for now. For now. What about you, Bat?" Look, people get hoit sometimes, but I'm not, out to cause trouble, so sure. Johnny Switchblade, you don't got any trouble from me. Unless somebody else starts something first." And he kind of gestures to Bale. And he says, "Then once again, my trouble, all the trouble I ever have, is with that goddamn angel. That horny angel. So you're his representatives, huh? Wait, Dahlia, not you two. Not you two.
They told me to come. I was trying to go to sleep.
You told her to come?
A horny devil, not a horny angel.
A horny devil.
Because...
I get it. Well, then here's what's gonna happen. You two! And he points at...
No. Leave them alone. Don't hurt them.
I think there's probably something we can do to work this out. It seems as if you have some history here, and perhaps we can find a compromise.
They didn't know anything. They didn't know why they were sent here.
Okay. All right. I just want what I want, and he's looking right at Dahlia as he says this. Yeah, a compromise. We compromise and we all go and kill that miserable angel together right now, right? That's the compromise? Is that what you're saying? He kind of steps forward and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Perhaps there are less drastic measures we could take. I mean, that seems to be a tier 3 response when maybe we could do some type of tier 1 action so we can all walk away and feel a little bit better about this situation.
Make a persuasion check, Doctor.
Who is this? This is the lead hippie that's talking. Is that right?
No, I'm so sorry. This is the Stone Man.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm going to be honest, and it is a thing. I know it is intentional, but I'm not going to break it up too much. The Stone Man and the lead hippie sound a lot like each other.
Oh, okay.
And they really do, and I know it, and I will tell you I will try to tell you who's talking.
That's
How
fine.
dare you not be a master of 100 voices?
Well, no. Thank you, but they specifically are intended to sound like each other. You guys in-game notice a sort of similarity.
That's like some weird fucking brother thing. Oh, God.
You're not sure
what is
the
going
vibe of that, but
on?
there's some... You definitely sense much more connection. But sort of... So you rolled a 12. Now, do you happen to have a -1 to your charisma? That was like a 13. That is natural 13, actually? Or something really sweet for me?
Oh, no.
I have a +1 for my
Okay,
charisma.
so we rolled an 11. I'm not going to get... If I don't get a single nat 13 on Friday the 13th, I'm going to be so mad.
I'm sure I will roll one.
In any case...
Don't put
But
that
with a
evil
12,
on us.
It always happens.
You don't think he's been swayed. He says, no, they're coming for us. Someone stirred everything up. The mall is gone. Half of you don't even remember the mall. What? I don't even remember a mall.
Mall.
That's what some of the kids like to go to shop. so materialistic. They just want pretty things. And sometimes
Sometimes we like pretty.
you gotta buy them for him. And he's kind of like staggering back over to Dahlia. Exactly. You gotta buy them for him. Oh, man. I'd buy you anything. You want their lives? Fine, I won't kill them. Don't worry.
Please, I don't want to see any more death.
Oh, baby, then you came to the wrong place. Oh, man. There's death everywhere. Look, that one's dead and that one's dead. And the vampire's hiding from the sunlight that isn't even real, you idiot. See, they're hiding over there. And you do see that kind of like androgynous figure with the long hair is kind of like hiding from the sunlight coming in. Bale, can you turn that down? Just a little. Come on. You're harshing my vibe. And Bale kind of gestures, and the sun that was sort of coming in just to one little corner of this graveyard dissipates. All right. Okay. Oh, man. Also, throughout this, music's been playing the whole time. So what are you offering me, huh? You're gonna do a compromise? You don't want anyone to die? Well, Etienne's gotta do something. They're coming for me. Something bad's gonna happen here.
Who's coming for you?
Who do you got? Everyone. Everyone comes for the king. Everyone comes for the poet king, baby.
Well, did everyone come here to attack you? Everyone who's here right now?
No! I summoned him here, but I didn't mean for you to be here. But since you're here and you don't want to see more death, I'm not going to start breaking any heads. Not yet!
Okay.
But Etienne, we can't let him keep doing what he's doing. He keeps hurting beautiful things and sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. I'm going to tell everyone something. Real quick. Stop digging around for talismans. You get it? You get it?
No.
Understood.
Someone here's been digging around for talismans. Oh, baby, wait. Baby. Hold on. He kind of steps to Dahlia. I'm actually going to roll this with his stats.
Oh, no.
He's going to be, bring me one of those. He's like, I got to do this. Baby, I'm sorry. I got to do this, and I can't let you see it. And a gargoyle kind of flies over and hands him like a blindfold. In fact, the same blindfold that was put on Alice in an episode long ago.
Goodness gracious.
And now he is going to attempt to tie this on you by making a sleight of hand check. And I'm going to say that because you know what I'm going to do for myself.
Hey, Mister.
Yeah?
If you, I mean, I don't want to say. Do you need? I can help you if you'd like. Do you want to like Sheila? I mean, you don't want her to see this, right?
She shouldn't see what's about to happen.
Here, give it. Here.
Make a persuasion check, Will. Remember, he thinks you're in love with her. He's very suspicious.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a damsel. I am fully capable of doing this myself.
16.
All right. You think I'm gonna hurt a hair on her head?
No.
Fine.
No. It's just about efficiency.
Fine. Use your little fingers. He drops it into your hand and he'll let you tie it on instead of him. He would have had a -1 to that thing. I also gotta say that this rad guy, I have decided what I am gonna do for Friday the 13th. I just decided. My Nat 13s do count tonight. Just tonight.
Oh, no.
One night only.
Did you roll one?
No, I didn't get a chance, but I'm deciding that from here on out.
Just up the odds.
So basically, Will ties this on. Now, Will, do you do anything else, or are you doing anything surreptitious?
No, I'm being pretty straightforward, and I'm gonna take up a few steps away from her too.
Understood. So you kind of tie that and step away, and he kind of nods and goes.
And I just say good luck, but not even sotto voce, just like.
And he'll sort of say, "Oh, baby, you might want to cover your ears too.
Oh God.
We might have a screamer. Bring him out. And then the rest of you see 2 gargoyles carrying out a struggling young man named Danny La Jolla. And then the stone man walks up to him. All right, you're not fooling anybody. So show me your face! And that horrifying sea hag appears in the arms. You've been looking for a ticket out, huh? You've been killing people and causing trouble and taking over shops and doing all sorts of stuff, all for a ticket out, is that right?
Yes, I have.
Well, everyone look at this. This is what happens if you go looking for talismans. You get it? This is what happens. And the gargoyles begin to pull.
Oh no.
And the sea hag begins to scream and struggle. It's a inhuman scream, like something from the depths. Some dark, fey sea creature howling in agony as the arms are pulled off and then legs are grabbed and these gargoyles are just ripping apart this figure, shouting and screaming. Dahlia, have you covered your ears, or are you listening to all this?
I have covered my ears. I'm not messing around with this.
Understood. Dropped onto the ground. A few moments later, the statue walks over, kind of a massive, heavy stone foot squelches onto what was the head, which bursts under it as it kind of walks past. Let that be a lesson to everyone. Those talismans are bad news, and looking for them is only gonna bring pain. And don't we all just want a little bit more love? And Bale, the guy who sounds similar, goes, yeah, we do. We really do. Amen. Oh, yes. His followers, the Lost Boys and Golden Girls, the Lost and Golden, they begin clapping agreement. Those of you who glance over notice that by this point, Johnny Switchblade, the bat biker, is just flipping a coin. Yeah, got it. I got plenty of other trinkets to look for. Yeah, some guys. Yeah. Message received, Stone Man. Yeah. Yeah, boy. The Stone Man turns to the rest of you. You gonna go tell your boss? He sent you as a representative.
Not to look for talismans?
Yes.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Keep it that way.
Can I take my hands down yet?
Oh! He's like stumbles over, kneeling down, and he grabs your hands like as softly as he can, which is not soft, and pulls them away. And then he kind of scrapes your face as he kind of, pulls your blindfold off. It's all over. Just don't look that way. He moves you, and you totally see the blood and viscera of the sea. The guy goes, oh man, I mean that way. Oh well, it's okay. Yeah, well, all right. I think my message has been made. No matter how weak the boundaries get, I don't want anyone going where they shouldn't go. You'll go deliver the message. He looks at Ether and Anders. And Will slightly.
Yes.
Duly noted. We definitely hear your message. This is quite an emotional topic for you, I can tell.
Oh man, you haven't even had an emotion until you've had to wring the blood from a stone, man.
That's the name of the show, folks.
Could you do it? He gets real close to you, Anders. Just this stony face. It kind of. Could you wring the blood from a stone? Do you feel that much, man?
I have never tried, but I'm always interested in exploring new experiences.
Oh, man. You're gonna die bad. Oh. He just stands up and kind of stomps away for a second. Then he turns back to Dahlia, and again, perfect moonbeam just paints her, kind of glowing in the mist around. One of those figures passes like right behind her, and it's almost like and Dahlia, you feel this chill just rush over you, this kind of cold. All right. Nobody lose their heads. It's about to get bad. You guys understand? I don't want to have to start taking extreme measures, but I will. Okay. Stop the music! Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying okay.
Yeah. The music sort of stops playing. You can all go. You can go. And he looks back at Dahlia and goes, oh, it hurts to look at her. I can't. I need more shades. And he just staggers off into the mist. You hear the footsteps. You're not sure where he is. Bale for a second goes, if any of you want to come to the sunlight, follow us. Lost boys and golden girls.
Where would I find you in the future if I wanted? If just like maybe not right now, but like in the future.
Look to the sun.
Okay.
We're always on the edges.
I don't think you're supposed to look at the sun.
Let me see where. Is there actually a place they always are? Oh yes, actually. He will tell you. Just come to the woods. Keep going through the woods. And he wipes his hair and he walks off. Kind of continuing on. The bats kind of crack their knuckles and begin like getting back on their bikes. They don't leave. So the ghouls have like, you've stepped a little bit away from the ghouls now, Philip, but you're not over with everyone. So we basically have like Anders and Ether and Dahlia are like right in the middle of everything, kind of there, like in like the place that the angel was supposed to go. The other groups are kind of like, they haven't left yet, but they're like preparing to leave. Will, you step just out of that, and Philip, you're within 30, 40 feet if you wanted to move over to them, or you can kind of just stay like not involved in anything. But what is everyone up to right now?
I'm gonna go up to Dahlia and say, dear, I'm so sorry I brought you here. I didn't know it would be this.
It always seems to be like this when it comes to Etienne.
Well,
we can see Philip, I'm presuming?
I'll say you can see. Philip Philip in his bloodied, dusty, burned Letterman's jacket is sticking out a little bit amongst the zombies, yes. And the ghouls.
Philip, you're okay?
Hey, you gotta use your privilege to like get him out of there, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
I guess when Dahlia addresses Philip, Philip will go over then.
Okay. You walk over there.
Yeah, I'm barely alive. But I'm alive.
I'm sorry.
You guys, you're all right.
Yes. Do you need medical attention?
Yeah, I mean he's got like a pretty big pussy gash.
Listen, I'm trying to be polite.
I appreciate the concern. Yes, but I think if we want to get ourselves out of this, and is Madam Ether or Anders nearby?
Yes.
Are they here?
Yeah.
No. If we want to survive this, well, maybe you and Will and I should get together tomorrow.
Well, I think we all need to speak tomorrow and figure out what we're going to do about Etienne sending us into these death traps.
Yeah, I got a lot to process here. I got a massive headache too. It's a nice look, by the way.
I feel real bad for you, Will. and your headache.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Mm.
Is Philip like bleeding profusely, or
Yeah, there's probably like
Philip has 1 hit point.
can I use can I use one of my shibari ropes to like make a tourniquet to make sure he's not? I might as well be useful, okay?
make a
Yes,
medicine
no,
check.
I love it.
This may
Good
not
that-
work.
Should have done that ritual, man.
12.
It's you tie a bit. It does not have any like effect.
As soon as you touch Philip, he's like, "Oh, I'm not interested. I don't."
No. You see, his
That's
body
not
is
my-
his body is a temple. It's
No,
a
she's
temple.
like,
Let me see what else I have. I have smelling salts and pop. Those won't be useful now.
Pop
I
rocks?
think
Yes, pop rocks. I
Look,
have pop
Oh.
rocks, but
I
they are
think we
not
need to get-
for you. Yes, let's get him to the.
to a doctor, maybe.
I just need to go home and sleep. I think.
No, a doctor, Andrews.
I have experience in psychology and botany.
No,
I know-
doctor. We need
So-
a doctor.
Well, let's have him talk through his trauma by talking about a bonsai tree, shall we?
No,
Let's see how that's going to help.
can we just go?
Look,
Biology
everybody,
is biology.
everybody, just calm down. All right, it's been a long night for all of us. Clearly, this is horrendous and traumatic, and I just saw a creature that looked like Danny La Jolla get smashed into
I know.
a bunch of bits.
It was pretty disturbing.
Look, if
Do you
Is-
think
is
that was
everybody-
actually who Danny La Jolla was?
I went to school with him, I mean,
So did I like a couple years, but
More importantly, does anyone know where a doctor is? Because I can't seem to recall.
I
I don't
We could
remember.
We could go back to the church. Maybe the priest healed me.
And you do know that on Main Street there is a doctor now. It is pretty late at night, so he might not be there now, but there is a doctor there. However,
So
Wow.
here's my worry. Here's my worry is I think that Etienne is pretty much the safest thing that we've gone, except for you, Dahlia. I'm a little bit worried about a little bit
You mean
worried
ex-
for you.
you
You
mean
mean about
except
him
for
sending us into graveyards where we're going to be?
No,
like that?
no. More like hey, Madam Ether, have you seen Etienne pop multiple heads, or have you noticed that?
You mean like blackheads?
Oh, you sweet, sweet summer child.
I have not seen him do anything like that. These last few nights have been the first indication of anything as gruesomely violent as that.
The
At least to me.
first. Okay. Well, so here's my. Okay, I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. Normally, also, Dahlia, I would lend you my jacket, but I also, you know what? I don't want to. I already feel like we've gotten off to the wrong foot. Now that you've got this patron going on, here's my
Buster,
worry.
give her your jacket.
Philip takes off his Letterman's jacket and
it's
tries
ash.
to put it around
It's
Dahlia.
mostly ash and like gashes of rocks and blood. Yeah.
I'm very fine. I am not cold. Please.
It really hurt me
You
more to
all
take
are
this
so
off.
chivalrous.
I know
Jesus.
he
Alright.
debrided all of his wounds on his back. You can see it's sort of profusely bleeding.
Will,
Anyway.
what were you going to say about Etienne?
Well, so my worry is that if we bring Dahlia back, worry that Etienne tends to jump to conclusions, and he's gonna be like a sense or something that there's definitely
So
Grant-
then we go to Main Street to help Philip.
Yes, I really don't feel like speaking with Etienne this evening. I would rather see Philip get it.
let's do it. Let's get
wounds
Philip. Let's Philip.
tended.
I mean, I get honestly.
And then I need to sleep. I have a performance tomorrow night.
Oh, you're not gonna perform, babe.
Darling. Hmm.
Oh,
Use
sorry.
this trauma next time, though. For your next show, you'll be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you're
hope
gonna
it's
be.
something where you get to cry a lot.
Yeah, you're gonna be great.
I am very good at that.
So you guys are going to head back to Main Street. You sort of notice at this point, you did hear a couple of like dull roaring bikes a moment ago, but kind of you glance back and you maybe see the explosion of flame here or there through thick mist, but you kind of were already on the edge of the Lichyard, and though you still see some of the gravestones and the statues, it's gotten much darker.
Oh,
Clouds have passed over the moon, and you are just kind of standing here in the woods, and it does have that kind of quiet eeriness. It seems much more empty. You don't even hear the flapping of stony wings.
I mean, it's kind of romantic, to be honest, but I mean, let's...
Will.
Madam Ether, Dr. Andrews, are you guys supposed to report back to Etienne?
I was not given further instruction.
You hear a little whistling.
Don't like that.
If there's one thing I know, it's not to respond to whistling in the woods.
Is the highest passive perception 15 that Will has? Does anybody have
16.
higher? 16. Good to know. You guys don't hear anything, like, kind of as you're just standing there. You heard that whistle and then kind of nothing.
Must have been someone from the party earlier, still whistling that mean tune they were playing on the guitar.
Let's get back to town, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Please, can we get back to
All right.
town?
Buster, let's not respond to that whistle.
You begin walking back through
I'll
the
grab
woods.
Buster.
You hear the whistle again. And this time, both. Does anybody have a 13 of passive or... okay, so anyone with 13 or higher, I think it's going to be Will and Philip. Will and Phil are going to hear a few, like, branches rattling kind of like ahead of you and to the left. Just kind of someone is moving through the wood. You definitely, like, heard and sort of saw someone kind of moving through the misty night.
If anybody was watching Philip, 1 minute he's walking open-handed, nursing what seems like a broken arm. The next minute he's got a football cocked and ready to be thrown.
Ready to throw a football.
And a baseball in the other hand. Just like, not sure what's going on.
Yeah, Will draws his revolver.
You hear the whistle again.
Is it coming from that movement that we...
Now that you saw where it is just going to be kind of coming a little bit ahead of you.
Can we attempt to avoid it as we're... Do we know where we're walking?
You roughly know where you are, although it is kind of late at night. So, is anybody in this group proficient in survival?
Certainly am not.
All right, so you guys will basically say that you guys are not moving quickly. You're kind of like, is this the... you're kind of just moving through, trying to kind of get back through. You're still in woods. You're still not in town.
I'd like to look at whatever's going on with my recorder to see if I might be able to see
Sure.
anything.
Make a
Yes.
recorder check. Yes, please. Detect.
6.
Ooh, a 6. You're just getting suddenly this sort of still night as some of you are like have like revolvers out and footballs cocked. There's this unpleasant squawking noise as Dr. Anderson is trying to use his kind of his ectoplasmic detection and recording device, and it just
It's safe to say
feedbacks.
Oh no.
Whatever's out there knows where we are then, I would say, at that point.
I'm going to separate from the group by about 10 feet and try to hide.
Okay, make a stealth check. Excellent.
Wow.
Oh God, roll a natural 13. I need it.
Shut up.
No, that's a 22.
22. You step aside and you kind of slink down and you're just like waiting and looking and watching.
Everybody, just there's someone out there. Stay calm. Whoever you are, we're not looking for trouble here.
This person is going to make their own perception check. A figure sort of steps forward from the mist. Tall, thin, pale, long hair. You're not sure if it is a man or a woman.
And it sort of looks at you all and says, "Tot so sein ist komisch."
I don't speak French.
German. Close. Very good, though.
What I have said to you is death is so very odd, yeah? It is an odd thing.
It's a disturbing thing. I'm sorry. Who are you?
I am not going to be your death, Fräulein.
Okay.
I've been warned against this, and I play by the rules. But I was not told anything about the rest of you. And I'm thirsty, and I'm going to drink tonight.
Well, if you want to drink, there is a bar and a diner that's 24 hours. None of us have anything.
They sort of open their mouth, and you see these two fangs. Not this kind of drink. I don't like being awakened in this way. I usually like to simply rest. But when I'm summoned to listen to cacophonous music, I will offer you a choice. If one of you does not wish to if you don't want to put up a fight, one of you can come with me. The healthy ones, not this one. Kind of gestures to Philip. Well, not this one alone.
And where might you be taking them?
To your death. I'm going to feed on you right here.
Very literal.
Yeah. Very little. Is anyone willing? It's so much more fun when they're willing. No.
No, I don't think you'll be killing anyone in our group this evening. You can find other prey.
No. You see, you are protected, they are not. And they are aligned with people who are not in good shape. And I'm not really afraid of some angel I've never met. I'm afraid of a stone man I have. There was one more of you.
This figure will make a perception check to try to sniff. Now, the cool thing about vampires is they do have a decent thing, so if I roll okay, I'll find Will. Okay. So it's a bad news, good news situation. The good news is I've only rolled a 20. So Will, I guess he'll live. The bad news is, who wants to guess
13.
what a vampire's modifier is 13. And we're back to where we started. Yeah, sweet. Okay, come on, Friday the 13th. Be so cool to me.
We already had technical difficulties. I think we're good.
I keep rolling these super high letters, but never Y or Z. So there is
that's really too bad.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
what a shame.
sad for me, but also good for you guys. And we went the clock back up. I erased the nonsense. So just me tonight. Dreadmaster. All right, very good. But this figure is kind of stepping forward, and they're looking you all around. So seeing that that's not, it's going to kind of just go. Oh yeah, go ahead, Philip. If you're.
Can I make an insight check?
Go ahead.
I want to know if Madam Ether or Dr. Anders if they're actually on Etienne's side.
Oh, okay. Tell you what. Madam Ether and Dr. Anders, what are your modifiers to deception? So go ahead and make your roll, Philip.
+2.
Okay.
+1.
+1.
16.
16. Are either of you guys are on his side, you're not on his side, you're on his side, but kind of describe your loyalty to Etienne. Are you loyal to the end? Are you loyal until things get crazy? Where are you both feeling right now?
I am only loyal during the act of whatever he has hired me for. I'm not on the clock at this point, so no.
I am not loyal. I'm just interested in whatever's kind of before me that may have an adventure associated with it.
Understood.
All right. Philip's going to touch Dahlia on the arm and just be like, let's go.
No, I don't want to see anyone else die tonight.
You
I don't either.
You don't have to stay and watch then.
I don't either. But I don't trust them. And I can't stop him.
Well, Dahlia's going to take out her crossbow.
And you do notice a brief, crossbows. I don't love those.
I pull out my nightstick.
Oh, I see. It will be this way. Well, that
You're a vampire, right? You don't like stakes to the heart?
I don't. But
Then I suggest you move along.
this will be an interesting challenge. How quickly can I exsanguinate 3 people? Kind of gesturing to Anders, Ether, and Philip before I'm sufficiently harmed by someone I'm not going to hurt. Oh,
Philip puts his balls down.
wait. I have a much better solution to this. And then this vampire, they look at you, Dahlia, and raise a hand, and the eyes kind of almost begin to turn. Because they begin sort of saying, this mesmeric sort of, you are not going to attack me. Dahlia, would you please make a wisdom saving throw as you are this vampire is attempting to charm you?
No!
This is too good.
Can we see this as it happens?
You can.
Oh, okay. It's not so bad. Wisdom saving. Okay.
If she gets affected, I want to do something.
Understood.
Come on. 8.
You suddenly believe that this very cool androgynous German vampire, this vampire seems fine. You know what? This vampire, here's the thing that really sells this. This vampire very specifically said they are not going to hurt you. And that's really nice.
Okay. That's good.
And this vampire kind of nods to you. Yes. That being said, keep your crossbow open, because you don't have to attack these people, but if any of them start hurting me, that's probably not good for you either, right? And this basically sounds to you like this is a trusted friend indicating this to you. They are not in control of this, but so I'm not going to say you're forced to, but this vampire, you trust this vampire completely. This vampire seems very nice. I'll phrase it like that.
How close am I to her?
The vampire, they are close to Dahlia.
No,
or the vampire?
how close am I to Dahlia?
Oh, 5 feet. You're all, the 4 of you were together and Will snuck away about 10
Would
feet.
my smelling salts clear? Is that a condition? Would it clear condition?
Interesting. You could make a medicine check to try.
I do have smelling salts in my skills.
I understand,
would just like to
yes.
say.
I'm going to let you try to do it.
Okay.
So you're pulling out smelling salts. As you do so, however, we are going to... So basically, you're getting them out, but as you do that, this vampire is lunging forward. You guys are all on stuff, so let's roll initiative. Everybody's, ready to do stuff. Were you trying to hold an action, Philip? I know you were...
Yeah.
I'll let you get one off, and Will, I don't know if you were physically aiming.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
You're not necessarily wanting to give away your position, but yes. So Philip, go ahead. You can take a shot.
So when I see Dahlia's crossbow drop, I want to use that as an opportunity to grab her and try and carry her out of there.
Oh, okay. So I'll say that you do that as Dahlia, because you're wavering. So, okay, in that case, Dahlia, what do you think you would do in that situation? Philip is grabbing you.
But I'm hypnotized?
You are hypnotized. You're charmed by the vampire. Again, the vampire is not in total control of you. I know I kind of like leave this up to the player. You trust this vampire. This vampire seems nice. This vampire seems helpful.
Yeah, well, he seems nice, and Philip's not hurting him, so I guess I'll leave them with the vampire.
Okay. So you begin sort of,
Nice.
so Philip starts like kind of like moves over, grabs hold of you, begins moving. You guys get like about 15 feet away.
I do take a moment to look back and just say, I'm sorry.
I need everyone to roll initiative. 12 for Dr. Anderson.
22.
Whoa.
Dang.
Madam Ether is a 22 for Ether. What does Will have?
7.
7 for Will. You roll worse initiative than any human being I have ever encountered. Philip?
4.
Okay.
Well,
Dahlia?
3.
Wow. Yeah, you guys are
Good
really
job,
not
guys.
on the old...
I crit failed on that one. I rolled 1.
All right.
hey, at least it wasn't a 13.
So, Madam Ether, you were pulling out your sort of smelling salt and doing this. The vampire begins lunging, so you see this vampire is coming for you. But then Dahlia, kind of as like a half-held thing, Philip is pulling Dahlia away, and really you can't pull someone. You know, you've moved Dahlia about like 15 feet away, basically, 10, 15 feet. So, what do you want to do? So you had your smelling salt up, but now this vampire is coming for you. What do you want to do?
Can I move to her with the smelling salts to see if I can get her
Sure.
to wake up?
Sure thing. You know what? You will have to.
Or is that one?
You would probably provoke an op attack, but since the vampire wasn't quite in your reach, you could use like all your movement to like run back and run for, you know, you're kind of like dodge back and go, you know, kind of doing some football stuff around. But yeah, okay. You can use all your movement to get over to them. Go ahead and make your medicine check.
Okay, medicine, not smelling salts, right?
No, sorry, smelling salts check. Yes.
Okay. Oh, ooh. I can't add. 17.
17. You kind of like get these smelling salts and you're really trying to sort of kind of get Dahlia out of this. You think that maybe if you kept doing this for an extended period of time, it would work, but it has not immediately snapped her out. All it has done is just smell terrible in her face.
Okay.
So that is your turn. Dr. Anderson, what would you like to do? This vampire was like rushing to her and then... So the vampire is about 10 feet from you.
And it's rushing toward Madam Ether?
Was rushing towards Madam Ether, but Madam Ether just ran. So now it's like... So now Madam Ether is like 10 feet that direction. You're 10 feet there. You're the only target like by you. But there's Madam Ether, Dahlia, and Philip kind of now 10, 15 feet away from the vampire over there. And Will is somewhere.
I back away a little bit with my... can it reach me in this turn?
Yeah, it could get to you this turn.
You know what? I'm just going to move toward it and hit it with my nightstick, trying
Understood.
to hit it on the teeth.
All right, so you'll try to just...
The teeth, if they break, vampires are rendered useless.
Excellent point. Go ahead and take a shot at the teeth.
Also a dental expert.
And I rolled a 2.
All biology.
A 2.
Biology's the same, regardless.
You know.
So a 2 plus anything, or a 2 is the final roll?
A 2 was to hit.
Okay. So do you add your to hit bonus? You'll probably have a little bonus. I'm going to go ahead and say that you're not going to hit with having rolled a 2. You run over, you swing, you realize you're a good 3 feet shy of the vampire where you swung. You were like, yes!
That's awesome.
Right. And the vampire, honestly, they kind of like... I'll say this, you did just surprise this vampire. The vampire's like... Okay. Anything else? That was your movement. You ran to the vampire. You still have 20 feet of movement. The vampire could probably attack you if you...
I'm gonna back up a little bit more.
All right, so you begin backing away from the vampire. The vampire is going to reach for you as you leave its reach. As its opportunity attack. All right. That is a 20 to hit. What is your armor class?
10.
10. Beautiful. All right. So you, sir, take 10 points of damage. Actually, no. You don't. The vampire instead will grapple you. Okay. So now you're grappled. Now the vampire, on its turn, which happens now, is first going to... So only one can be a bite, I see. So first the vampire is going to, like, kind of like strike you, choke you, holding you. Does a 17 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Okay. You take 6 points of damage.
I had 6 HP.
You had 6 HP? Oh, because you still lost some from...
Yeah.
What's your max HP? You had a night actually off.
8.
8. Okay, so actually you would have slept a little, so you had 2, because you probably could have spent a hit dice. So you have 2 left. Cool. The vampire will use its second attack to go ahead and bite you since you are grappled by it. Okay, that is a 19. So first of all, you take 5 more points as it begins to suck your blood, and then you take 9 more from that, reducing you to 0. You are exsanguinated in a turn.
And
Oh no!
Very bad.
So unfortunately, I have reduced you to, since you only had an 8 hit point maximum, I hit you, and then the bite itself just took you it took your maximum to 0. So you are, like, no rolls, no anything. You are just dead, Dr. Anders.
I hope that they heard me say, "Don't be afraid," as the last drop of
Don't
blood.
be afraid. And the vampire sort of drops you. That was so polite of him to walk up to me to allow me to, you know. All right. The vampire will use remaining movement to just kind of, you know, kind of that vampire half glide, half whatever, just right to the 3 of you. Just standing there with the 3 of you, like ready to, like.
Whoa. You don't want me?
Oh, you're the third. Yeah, you are the third if I'm still hungry. Yeah.
But you already got But you said how hurt, and you already got your meal. You were gonna let us go.
No.
brave,
No, if
Philip.
someone had offered themselves alone, I would not have fought. But now that you have you are fighting
Did
and
you
running.
Did you see his swing? If that's not an offer, I don't know what is.
I did, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Will, it's your turn. Dr. Anders, thank you so much.
I'm just gonna move away.
You were stealthing
Slink
away.
away. Yes.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. Oh, roll low, because this thing has a really high passive perception. So if I sent you, because here's the rough thing for Will: of everyone the vampire could eat, Will has the most hit points and therefore is the most delicious.
Ew, no. That's not good. Not good.
What do we
Oh,
got,
no.
Will? Is it a nat 13? Because that would also be great.
Stop wishing that.
24.
24, yes. Will, survivor, going to be fine. Getting out of there. All right.
I'm like kiting. I'm actually
Yeah, you're-
moving. I want to keeping. Yeah.
You're going the direction you guys were going, moving to the side.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Philip, it is your turn.
Okay. Philip's gonna put his hand on Dahlia's crossbone and ask her, "Do you mind if can I borrow this for a second?"
Okay.
All right, thank you. And then he's going to try to grapple Dahlia and use the crossbow to hold her hostage.
Okay.
Oh.
Not
And-
what I was expecting.
All right, go ahead and make a grapple check. So athletics against Dahlia, you can use acrobatics or athletics. So it'll be a...
Should I be
Smart move.
What's that?
I'm like debate. I mean, like, technically nothing he's doing is against the rules for what the vampire said, so I don't feel like I would be.
That's true.
So yeah, you could just let him do it if you wanted to. If you don't want to resist.
Yeah, I guess. But Philip, why are you doing this?
Just this. I think this is the way we can all live if you just go along with this. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I want everyone.
All right. Look, Mr. Vampire, sir, you got your meal. We all just want to go our separate ways here. If you continue to attack us, I'll shoot her. And then when Mr. Stoneman asks me what happened, I'll have to tell him that it was you that made me do it.
The vampire's eyes are sort of wide. What is your passive insight?
11?
Okay, then you actually probably think the vampire is scared right now. But the vampire...
it is not.
I'm not scared.
In fact, is kind of... The rest of you, if people have... Dahlia, what is your passive insight? What's your insight modifier?
-1.
-1. So yeah, you're like, oh my god, he's scaring the vampire, and the vampire.
Yeah.
But they're just gonna kind of like look at you, and kind of, oh, Dahlia, it's your turn. There's a smirk on the vampire's face, but you guys aren't reading it. It just seems to be fear. Dahlia, your turn.
I have a +6 and oh, never mind. Yeah, an insight.
Yeah, and you have a 16. Yeah, this vampire is like amused and shocked.
Okay.
Probably a little more amused than shocked, but like the vampire's like what they're experiencing is like the vampire's like, whoa. Okay, so but Madam Ether, it actually is your turn. So you're right next to this vampire. Will is kind of moving around to the side.
No, I had moved to
The vampire
Philip
came
and
to
Dahlia
all
moved
of
as
you,
well?
and now you're all there, like kind of in the reach of the vampire. It got to you all. So what do you want to do?
I'm continuing to I'm just gonna move back to Dahlia and continue to hold the smelling salts and
so
try to encourage her to
go make another check then, trying to do the smelling salts. Oh no, you fool.
Why? Wait, me?
Yeah, probably. I'll have to roll an insight.
Oh no.
on this then.
19.
Fortunately for you,
Whew.
that does not break her out of it. But more fortunately for you, with a -2. Oh my god. High or low?
High.
Madam Ether, high. I rolled low. All right, that's going to be rough then. Madam Ether, that is your turn. Dr. Anders is dead. The vampire's going to go. The vampire is going to reach for you and attack you, Madam Ether. This is a natural 20. Which is an interesting situation for this vampire, because the vampire is, instead of killing you, doing any damage, the vampire is simply going to grapple you and like get your bite neck ready to go, because the vampire has to be grappling someone in order to bite them. So they are going to bite you as their second thing. What is your hit point maximum?
1,000,000.
Okay. 8, 9?
11.
11.
11.
Okay, no, it's I'd have to roll better than the thing. Okay, so first of all, does a 20 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Okay, so you take 5 points just from the bite, but now I'm going to roll the necrotic damage. If this number that I roll right now of 3d6, if this is 11, you are dead. And it has sucked all your life out. I'm rolling 3d6, so the odds are, I think, it's like 10.5 is the average. So if I roll average or higher, you're in trouble. I roll 13, Madam Ether.
Bye.
So the vampire kind of exsanguinates her as well, and kind of just doing this kind of just a perfect, I will say that the vampire's nat 20 meant that it just grabbed you and spun you around. It was like a ballet dance almost, just like you had no chance. The vampire was like kind of watching you take Dahlia hostage, just being like, okay, and kind of grabs you and just bites. And then, Will, it is technically your turn next. Oh man, Ether and Anders out.
Staying where I am.
Stay where you are, just kind of. All right, it is at this time that from the trees, the gargoyle who shadows Dahlia and makes sure no one hurts her is going to fly down and punch Philip in the head.
Oh no.
The two faces you just made were delightful. Oh no.
He was just trying to help.
All right, so the first two hit.
I don't have any chance to evade this, do I?
No, it's because it has 60 feet of movement, so it's just watching and it's all that. And the reason that she's like the reason that the vampire, the reason they're like what is because you're taking hostage the one person no one's supposed to threaten. And so it comes down. The first thing it will do is it will claw you, rolling a 22 for the attack.
Right.
Dealing you, I'm sorry, this is sad for old Philip. Dealing
Survive.
you, yes, you have 1 hit point, so just claws your head, and then the gargoyle also bites you, just trying to protect her. It is sort of doing what it's doing. It's also like knocking the crossbow to the ground. I'm going to say, however, I'm not going to have it roll this one at advantage. I'm going to say it's still biting you while you're up with this second thing, so I'm not going to have it be that you're at advantage and unconscious yet. Nevertheless, does a 15 hit your armor class?
Yes, it does.
All right. So 6 more points, but probably less than your max. So you have
My max.
that is 2
fails.
fails, but you collapse to the ground as the gargoyle is like, "Ugh," kind of looks at the vampire. The vampire kind of just goes very calmly, I'm just eating. Don't worry about me. The gargoyle kind of gives it up. Conveniently, Philip, it is your turn. Death saving throw. Now, you did great on these last time. You could roll a nat 20 right here, be back up with 1 hit point like nothing happened. You can do it. I believe in your online dice roller.
I don't. It's a 3.
Philip out.
Oh,
Perishes.
good night, sweet prince.
Dahlia, this vampire, who you're still charmed by,
Right.
is going to say, I'm so sorry, dear. I don't know why he did that. It was so violent that he decided to turn against you. Are you okay? You know I'm your friend. You know I only want the best for you.
I'm fine, but I'm gonna turn to the. Is the gargoyle still here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna turn to the gargoyle and be like, "Why did you hurt him? He's my friend."
The gargoyle like picks up the crossbow and like gestures like, you have a -1 insight modifier.
Yeah.
You have no idea what the gargoyle is saying. Will, what is your insight modifier?
That's 3.
3?
Mhm.
From the shadows, you can tell, you don't speak Terran, but you've been around these gargoyles long enough to know this gargoyle just said he was fucking pointing a crossbow at you. He's like, lady, like, look, I just want to make sure you're okay. This fucker was like, what do you mean? So Will, you have that sense. Dahlia, the vampire sort of says, it would be nice to perhaps speak with you more tomorrow night, but you do look very tired. You should probably go home, yes? Get some rest?
Okay. Yes.
Perhaps you, kind of saying to the gargoyle, perhaps you could fly her home, could take care of her, make sure she gets home safely. Clearly, these friends of hers were not to be trusted. And then kind of says, is there any, oh, you know what, there is no blood left in this boy that you did this. I'm still very hungry. The gargoyle kind of even gives like a, yes. Good night. We will, I will come and speak with you tomorrow night. Where do you live? The vampire's asking you this, Dahlia. Yes, where do you live? And this is the circumstance where this definitely is a trusted friend. You have no suspicion of this question, anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very sorry.
Cool. I live in the dormitory. It's
Wonderful. I will come to you shortly after sundown. I'll find you sometime after sundown, just so we can have another little chat. This is for those in the know of D&D. This is the vampire can just continue charming Dahlia every day. But in any case, this vampire's like, yes, well, very good. Well, we'll have a lovely and safe night. Auf Wiedersehen. All right. Thank you. Yes, not as much as I would hope, but kind of like pulls up Philip's arm, just like, not so much. Yeah. Oh, good flavor too. Oh, this was the best of the three of them, and this is the one. It was already eaten. Oh man, that's a shame. Well, fuck me, right? Oh, tot zu sein ist komisch, ja. Dahlia, you were carried home. For the rest you thought you were going to get at the end of last session, you shall hopefully now get, unless Etienne decides to send someone else to wake you up now at 3 a.m. Will, we will kind of come back to you.
So the gargoyle took Dahlia?
Gargoyle took Dahlia away. This vampire sort of standing here alone. And you're kind of, hidden like 15 feet away or so.
Just gonna sit down.
Okay. At advantage, since you're already hidden and don't know where you are, would you make one more stealth check for me? Get advantage on this. I'm just in case the dice decide to be awesome.
It's a 25.
25, cool. The vampire is so basically probably unlikely it can do this because it will need to roll an 18 or higher. Actually, no, a 19 or higher because an 18 will only beat you. The vampire knew more people left. So the vampire knows someone else is out. So the vampire kind of like finishes those bodies. Is going to take one more glance around for Will. I need a 19 or a 20, 10% chance. I don't get it, but...
Oh no. Well, I'm dead. I don't care.
We're at 9 on the clock. Man, I gave us 2 tonight. Just by me because of my cool rules. Can I just get a Y or a Z? That would be fun at least. The thing is, stealth is a problem in D&D in general. Like, Will is just hidden. Like, very few things can find Will. But Will, I mean, there's, sometimes stuff sees you anyway. But in a dark wood like this, it's a good situation.
Philip, I hate to do this because I know I'm on the player side, but I do feel like the day already rolled the first 13.
I would agree with that. I would agree that like the day, yes. We should just add 1 for Friday the 13th.
That is kind of you to say, but honestly, the fact that I got to roll 2 makes me feel pretty good. That is a kind point. No, I think at this point you guys have sort of evaded a horror surge. And honestly, a horror surge, there's going to be monsters so many places, they might just stumble into you and then stealth means nothing because they're there. But the good news for you is they don't. So this vampire thinks for a few moments, is kind of thinking about efficiency's sake. And then they're going to take off their jacket and say, I suppose it's just faster this way. And they're going to begin digging. And they toss the bodies of Madam Ether and Anders into the ground and then bury them up. Only like a few feet down, like not too far, but just kind of like, so you're sort of there just waiting for a while watching this as this figure's like whistling and kind of singing. Oh, yeah, well, that'll be too good spawn for later, I suppose. Oh, this one I did not exsanguinate means it's, just kind of like steps over Philip's body kind of unceremoniously. All right, well, okay. God, I'm still hungry. I'm a glutton. This is disgusting. I'm a problem person is really what it is about. Okay, well, all right, well, I'm awake now. I guess I'd better start doing things. And the vampire will kind of just wander off into the dark. So, Will, we will end with you in a dark forest.
And I just say, verdammt.
Verdammt. We will end there. All right, well, happy Friday the 13th. The vampire was probably not going to kill you, Philip, so that made that, the threatening Dahlia made that so rough.
Oh.
A gargoyle, I think a gargoyle did previously attack. Oh no, a gargoyle would have attacked someone had they attacked Alice several sessions ago, and I think it never came to pass. But, wow. Well, crazy stuff. Dahlia, you are now a level 1 character. I can't imagine what class you're possibly going to pick. Probably wizard, right?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Cleric.
Perfect. So, very good. So, congratulations to those.
I mean, it depends on how into this dude you are, because you could definitely go Warlock.
You could go Warlock, that is true. You have some obscene charisma, so either way.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, this has been such a blast. Thank you, as always, for checking out our game where I put level 0 characters up against a vampire. Not sporting is what it is.
That was fun.
Bad. It was fun.
All right.
I like, Jed, I like you doing the black and white for the dead.
I think we did that last session.
Yeah, you guys, this has been a thing. You do that, and Liv does an equally wonderful thing, which is throws up a rest in peace sign and then just drifts out of view, kind of ghostly goes out, which I always love.
And then I just speak from off screen.
Exactly. Well, this was great, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. Next week is chapter 12. The week after that will be chapter 13.
Ooh.
Which I'm sure will
time
be
that better.
Which will be special.
If we'd started 2 weeks earlier, this would have 13th would have been Friday the 13th. But say that. Honestly, it just means they get to spread out the darkness. Maybe chapter 13 will have another Dreadstorm because we are at the clock's at 9. Oh, I love it. But very good, everyone. Super fun stuff. Yes, check us out on Sunday for a Star Wars game. Weird Star Wars. I don't know why we're doing that, but people wanted to. On Monday, our superhero game Top Flight, and also check out on the Discord. Go to our Discord and check out A Taste of Paradise, a Blood from a Stone novella, for some crazy silly stuff. Lauren read it, and
I did.
Was not at all disturbed by it. Didn't think anything about it was too much. So very good. All right, everybody. We will see you all next time. Have a dreadful night. Ooh.
Bags are packed, you're at the door. A taxi's on its way. There's nothing left to say. I'll give you back the ring. Don't look at me like that. You had to know it ends like this. Couldn't you feel it in my kiss? I'm not happily ever after anything, but don't give up. Not for 1 hour. The game's not over. You'll be fine. You'll find a way to up your power. What you're looking for is in another castle down the line. I feel like we've been running through somebody else's dreams. It isn't what it seems. I can't keep up this game. You're looking for someone to rule, a kingdom by your side, but I'm nobody's bride. You need to know you're never gonna change my name, but don't give up. Game's not over, you'll be fine. You'll find another chance to win it. What you're looking for is in another castle down the line. what you look